Now, the Gordie Howe International Bridge rises, a $4.8 billion marvel linking Detroit and Windsor. Its massive towers and sweeping cables are more than just engineering feats. They represent a bold vision for the future. More than steel and concrete, this bridge is built on the hopes of thousands, engineers, workers, and families on both sides of the border who dream of easier connections and new opportunities. It's a symbol of US-Canada partnership, now tested by political and economic turmoil. In recent years, shifting policies and global uncertainty have strained even the closest alliances. The bridge aims to ease pressure on the aging Ambassador Bridge, which for decades has been the main artery for billions in trade, but now struggles under the weight of modern demands. Promising a modern, secure artery for trade, the new span is designed to handle the growing flow of goods and people, ensuring that commerce can thrive even in uncertain times. Yet, as it nears completion, questions linger. Will the bridge truly unite, or will it become another flashpoint in a world growing more divided? Tariffs and protectionism threaten the very commerce it's meant to support, casting a shadow over the promise of open borders and shared prosperity. This structure, named for a hockey legend who played on both sides, is a tribute to the spirit of cooperation and friendly rivalry that has defined the region for generations. It stands as both a beacon of hope and a stark reminder of what's at stake, a future that could be shaped by unity or by division. The future hangs in the balance, uncertainty reflected in the shifting clouds above and the restless waters below. Will this bridge fuel renewed partnership, or become a monument to a fractured era? The answer depends on choices made by leaders and citizens alike. The choices made now will decide if it's a superhighway of commerce, connecting communities, creating jobs, and fostering understanding across borders. Or will it stand silent, a relic of lost trust and missed opportunities, its promise unfulfilled? The story of the Gordie Howe International Bridge is still being written. The US-Canada economic relationship is deeply intertwined. More than just trade, it's a seamless ecosystem. Car parts, agricultural goods, and energy cross the border multiple times, supporting millions of jobs. Michigan alone trades $77 billion in goods with Canada each year. For many states, Canada is the top export market. Decades of agreements like the USMCA have fostered stability, allowing businesses to build continent-spanning supply chains. This integration has made both nations stronger and more resilient. But today's trade conflicts threaten this foundation, disrupting industries and driving up costs. Tariffs don't just hurt businesses, they unravel the very fabric that stitches these economies together. The border isn't a dividing line, it's a seam holding North America's prosperity in place. The era of stable trade between the United States and Canada, once considered unbreakable, ended abruptly and unexpectedly. It began with sweeping tariffs imposed by the Trump administration, which sent shockwaves through industries on both sides of the border and disrupted long-standing supply chains. In 2025, the US government announced a 25% tariff on Canadian steel and aluminum, followed soon after by a sweeping 35% tariff on all Canadian goods. These measures ignited a full-blown trade war, straining diplomatic relations and causing immediate economic pain. Canada, under the leadership of Prime Minister Mark Carney, responded swiftly with targeted counter-tariffs. These new taxes hit American products hard, from agricultural exports to manufactured goods, escalating the conflict further. For small businesses like BNP Empowered Print in New York, the impact was immediate and devastating. Suddenly they found themselves priced out of the Canadian market, losing customers and contracts overnight. Official justifications for these tariffs have shifted over time, from claims of national security to concerns about trade deficits. Meanwhile, the rhetoric between leaders has grown increasingly hostile, fueling uncertainty and anxiety among businesses and workers. This conflict is far from isolated. Similar US tariffs have targeted other major trading partners, including Mexico, Brazil, and even the European Union. Each move has prompted swift retaliation, creating a ripple effect across the global economy. In response, Canada is now strengthening its economic ties with Europe and the UK, seeking new trade agreements and partnerships. The US, once seen as a reliable ally, is increasingly viewed as unpredictable and risky. Even if this dispute is eventually resolved, the damage may be lasting. Businesses have closed, jobs have been lost, and trust between nations has been deeply eroded. The rules of North American trade are being rewritten in real time, and the consequences of this new era of economic conflict will shape the future for years to come. The trade war's impact is deeply personal for border communities, where daily life and economic survival are intertwined with the ebb and flow of cross-border traffic. In western New York, nearly 1 million fewer Canadians are visiting each year, devastating local businesses and emptying once busy shopping centers. Restaurants, hotels, and small shops that once thrived on Canadian customers now struggle to keep their doors open, with some forced to close for good. The fashion outlets of Niagara Falls and cultural venues like Art Park have lost up to 60% of their Canadian patrons. The ripple effect is felt by everyone, from retail workers and performers to taxi drivers and event organizers, whose livelihoods depend on a steady stream of visitors from across the border. The Rainbow Bridge, once a symbol of connection, now sees 20% fewer travelers. The economic pain is everywhere: lost jobs, shuttered stores, and fading cross-border ties that once brought families and friends together for shopping, entertainment, and shared traditions. In Michigan, the stakes are just as high. Projections show up to 13,000 jobs at risk, especially in auto and manufacturing. Workers worry about layoffs, and local economies brace for the ripple effects as suppliers and small businesses feel the strain. The integrated supply chain that once powered the region is unraveling. Factories that relied on seamless cross-border shipments now face delays, higher costs, and uncertainty about the future. Political leaders like Senator Schumer are sounding the alarm, calling tariffs a dagger to their communities. They warn that the longer the conflict drags on, the harder it will be to repair the damage to local economies and relationships. The conflict has turned neighbors into economic adversaries, fraying the social fabric that once bound these regions together. Community events that once celebrated cross-border unity now struggle to attract participants, and a sense of division is growing. The human cost is mounting, measured in lost wages, closed businesses, and broken trust. Families worry about their futures, and workers protest in hopes of saving their jobs and communities. For many, the border now feels more like a wall than a bridge, a stark reminder of how quickly economic and social ties can unravel when politics and policy collide. Amid the turmoil, the Gordie Howe International Bridge rises as a bold investment in the future. With 6 lanes, dedicated truck routes, and modern customs, it promises to streamline $100 billion in annual trade. For logistics and manufacturing, it's a game changer, cutting wait times and boosting efficiency. The bridge also creates redundancy, ensuring trade flows even if one crossing is disrupted. Thousands of construction jobs have already provided a much-needed economic boost. Long-term, the bridge could spark new development and jobs on both sides of the river, but a bridge can't erase tariffs. It's infrastructure, not policy. Until political barriers fall, its full potential remains out of reach. US-Canada relations now hinge on 2 leaders with starkly different visions. President Trump's America First approach uses tariffs as leverage, viewing trade as a zero-sum game. Prime Minister Carney counters with firm resistance and new global alliances, refusing to back down. The lack of direct dialogue between the 2 leaders marks a historic low, turning policy disputes into matters of national pride. The upcoming 2026 USMCA review could either heal or deepen the rift. The stakes, the future of North American trade, and the fate of the new bridge. The next moves by these leaders will shape the continent for years to come. As the Gordie Howe International Bridge nears completion, it stands as a testament to what partnership can achieve. But its promise is threatened by tariffs and political division. The bridge can't fix policy, but it offers a ready-made path to recovery if leaders choose cooperation over conflict. It's a $4.8 billion argument against protectionism, a symbol for those fighting to restore free trade. The 2026 USMCA review looms as a turning point. Will pain in border states force change, or will division harden? The bridge represents a choice: cooperation and prosperity, or isolation and decline. Trust, not steel, is the true foundation of this relationship. Rebuilding it will require statesmanship and vision from both sides. The bridge is ready to serve. The real question: are the politicians?